what
Yeah.
is going on in the state of basketball. And it's become a thing more than ever. Years ago, when people were talking about declining NBA ratings, there was a large segment of NBA media that were like, who cares? This doesn't matter. But I feel like now a lot of people are acknowledging, oh, wait a minute, ratings are down 48%. It has become more of a mainstream conversation. And Adam Silver was talking to a small group of reporters this week, and he went to his typical line. He, a lot of the time, has said, well, our social media numbers are high. And that's, again, what he did. He said, if you look at our data points in terms of our business, we had a highest attendance in the history of the league the last 2 years. We have greater social media numbers than any other league. And that's not reflective in the TV ratings because of cable and everything else. Do you think Adam Silver is being genuine in that response? Or do you think internally within the league office that there's legitimate concern with the way these TV ratings have declined, Tom?
Does the All-Star game and the way that they've changed it every single year spark any sort of confidence, like that they're okay with the TV ratings or the product? Because I think that's emblematic as well, illustrative of the NBA trying to figure out how to get more eyeballs in these tentpole games in the All-Star and an NBA Cup. How do they get more eyeballs to sell to, corporate partners and sponsors, but also to get huge ratings for your audiences to go to the market and say like, yo, we've got 10 million people watching the NBA Cup final. Forget Emirates. Like, let's go get some other brands to, sponsor other things in the NBA Cup. And they just haven't been able to get the same sort of ratings as you might expect. And I think another thing that happened this week, Kev, that made me think, man, what would David Stern do? Within minutes of the All-Star Game tournament being announced officially, we got a quote on everyone's social media from Kevin Durant saying, I absolutely hate it. Within minutes, all of that buzz, all of the pomp and circumstance about the new All-Star tournament got totally deflated by Kevin Durant sitting there being like, I absolutely hate this. And it was like, yo, can you imagine like this happening? I keep going back, but like, it just feels like the defense that a lot of the stars are playing against the league office here is not great. It's not great. Kev, like KD saying that was a fly in the ointment. It was not good. That was not a good thing, not a good look. And I know if he feels that way, you want honesty, but you got to understand, like, for the good of the product, a lot of people are taking cues from KD and being like, oh yeah, he told me he hates it. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch.
Or are the players' feelings simply reflective of the majority of people? And that the players, like many people, are tuning out because of the decisions by the commissioner in the league office. Is that possible as well? That maybe KD and some of these players do need to speak out as to say, hey, something's going wrong here. Now, they just signed a mega deal, 10-year TV contract. Everything's good. Money's coming in. Around 3 or 4 years ago, I remember talking to somebody who is in the league office, and I was like, hey, like, are you guys worried about this next TV deal? And the person said to me, they are like, no, we're not worried about this next TV deal. We're worried about the one after that. And I think that is going to end up being the real concern here. These next 10 or so years for the NBA, how do you make this thing work? How do you get fans back? How do you get fans back watching? What are the things that you can do to innovate your broadcast and make it something that people want to choose into instead of just scrolling TikTok, instead of just watching YouTube 10-minute videos with the best plays from the game? How can you make the 2-hour product or into something that people will tune into and stay tuned into? That's the next 10 years. And I don't know everything the NBA is going to do, but I think with Adam Silver, we talk about like, what would David Stern do? With Adam, that's where my concern is, because some of his other comments that day where he's like, we have this new TV deal. We start streaming next year. We're going to be doing these things from a functional standpoint with all these new options and screens that are available. And He's like, we talk about style of play, and he mentions the proposed rule in Major League Baseball, the golden at bat. The golden at bat, if somebody doesn't know, it's basically at one point in any game, the manager of a baseball team can choose to have any player go to the plate. So like the Dodgers could have Ohtani go to the plate, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, even though somebody else was supposed to be at the plate. And that's the golden at-bat rule. It's not happening in MLB for now. But Adam was basically saying that if we had his terminology was, if we had a quick fix, I'd put it on the table. I don't think the golden at-bat rule is a quick fix, but the fact he frames it as that, it's like, to me, that is indicative of where things have gone and where they seem like they're continuing to go.
Well, I think they also, baseball, did the pitch clock, and they made other tweaks to the game, banning the shift. That was an
bigger
aesthetic.
Plates.
Yep. It was a total. How do we make the product better? How do we make it more entertaining? And
real changes, Tom. Real changes about the fabric of the game.
So forget the golden at bat for a second. Like Rob Manfred did very big moves to get that to be a more entertaining product, and it worked. And I think me included, we're more compelled to watch a game, not just because Shohei Ohtani's unbelievable and he's box office material in Hollywood now, but also because it's just aesthetically, it's a better game when it's quicker, it's faster, and it just feels like with the shift, there was aesthetically no anticipation or no surprise or no, when a batted ball happened, when a guy cracked a line drive, it used to be like, oh, that's a hit. I know that's a hit. Or I get to see a cool fielding play where a guy's diving or Derek Jeter's trying to go into the hole and probably going under his glove because he's not a good shortstop. Overrated.
That's a good take. How does he have so many gold gloves simply off of name? Absolutely ludicrous. Ridiculous.
He deserves 0 gold gloves at shortstop.
Much appreciate
because he had
that,
one
Tom.
good throw off of one leg in the corner that most players are getting to without needing to do a one-legged throw.
Ridiculous.
We could do a whole podcast on how overrated Derek Jeter is. I know I have a knowing audience here with me.